Good morning, everyone. We're actually doing a video in the morning because Anu was asleep. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. But welcome to my channel. It happened off the res. Yay! So today, I don't know if you can tell by the topic. I don't know what's gonna be like the title. He's always doing all that, but
I'm in charge of production.
My manager.
I produce the videos. She shoots them. I produce them. That was the arrangement. That and help her out however I can financially. All the stuff that she has, I pay for.
All of it. Well, I helped make the baby, so
So a lot of y'all had commented on the get to know me video about me. Y'all were waiting for the question or the answer of how we met. It's really not that fascinating a story. At least I don't think so.
I think so because hold on, let me turn this off because I'm outboarding the AC remote to that.
Because I mean, it's, you know, whenever you hear about two people meeting each other on the internet or online or on dating apps, I guess that's normal today, but to me it's still not that normal. You know, I've always been the one to, you know, meet somebody on the street or a friend of a friend or get introduced. That's how I usually meet people. But it was after about a year after my first marriage ended that
But still in the process when I came down.
Yeah, I wasn't divorced. I had just been separated for a year.
So I'm not a homewrecker.
So I had joined one of the Facebook group, Native Singles, I think it was.
I think it was just selfies.
No, Native Selfies or Native Singles, one of the two.
And we're both following the same page.
And we were both following the same page. And so I had posted a picture of myself, and I can't remember what picture it was, but I think you do.
Yes, everybody always knows.
So we'll show that picture right here. And I'd been, you know, gotten a few comments, gotten some likes and some hearts, and
some caring.
Was having some conversations with a few people.
Some kissy ones. Just kidding.
And Shavana.
Okay, so I saw the picture. You know, if I like a guy, I'm always upfront with you, with anyone. I've never, well, not never, but I've always. I don't like to tell lies. I don't like to pretend. So I'm always upfront with people, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I saw his picture and I hearted because he was, you know, look at this. Minus our chubbiness.
I was thinner when we met.
I think we both gained like what, 60 pounds, 80 pounds when we've been together now or something.
They call that happy weight. It's not happy weight.
It's depressed weight.
No, it's not depressed weight either. It's being content. Once you're in a relationship, you pretty much
gotta be.
Most of the time, you stop taking such good care of yourself. You're too busy in being in a relationship.
Hey, I was a mother too.
To focus on yourself, but that's going into a completely different subject.
Yeah, I know. I hate it when I do that a lot. So I heard his picture and I said, "Hey, what's up? You know, like, how's your day going?" And then he's all like, "Oh, hello, how you doing?" He's all, "Won't you hit me up?" And then I was all like, I am hitting you up.
Well, because at this point, we were having a semi-full conversation in the comments of my photo. She wasn't messaging me. I wasn't messaging her. We were having a conversation in the comment section
about the photo
of the photo.
And then like how.
So what I meant was hit me up, like private chat, text me, call me.
So he just wanted to, basically, I think he just wanted to say I hit him up. Which
you did.
Is truly, totally true.
You did.
Like, all my fault. Nee, just kidding.
This is her fault.
This is all my fault.
This is all her fault.
But anyway.
You heard her say it.
I'm not trying to say, well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, so I was all like, oh yeah, I'm trying to hit you up, you know. And then, well, because like most times like they'll be like I didn't want to be all desperate and be like, hey, what's up? Like inside the message.
Were you?
No, it wasn't. I was just like
you weren't
saying
desperate.
hi.
You weren't single and desperate and.
Honestly, at the time, I didn't want to be in another relationship. That's gonna be in another video, I promise you. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I was sore from cleaning and.
So then why?
Why did I hit you up?
Yeah.
Because you were cute. I just wanted to talk to guys. Guys. Just kidding.
Did you comment on other people's photos?
Go check. Just kidding. I don't think so. Just the cute ones.
That means there was more than one.
Anyways, so we end up talking. He messaged me on Messenger, and I started messaging him.
And I remember when she gave me her phone number. No,
you gave me your phone number.
Nuh-uh.
And then he was the one that asked me, can you be my girlfriend? And in my head, I was like, how am I gonna, I'm all skipping ahead.
So she was living in Albuquerque.
New Mexico.
I think they know where Albuquerque is.
Well, a lot of people think like when I say that, they'll be like, oh, okay. And then I have to like, especially here, I say New Mexico. They'll be like, oh, and then they think it's Mexico. I'm all like, no, New Mexico, the state.
And I was living here in San Antonio. I was living. I had moved back in with my dad and my stepmom. A little disconcerting to have to move back in with your parents, but that's what they're there for. My dad's always been really supportive. So I was living back home with my dad and my stepmom, and I was talking to her, and we had been talking.
We just hit it up right away,
Yeah, I mean, because
I was always honest.
I've dated Mexicans and I've dated white girls and
Genies.
I've never dated a Genie.
Oh, I think I was having a conversation with my brothers. I was like, would you date her? Or was it one of my friends? She was really pretty. She's still here, but
one thing,
they're like, yeah, I would.
One thing I've learned is that dating outside your race is not a bad thing. It's just culturally it's complicated, especially when you're traditional like me. Having to explain certain things that are day to day to you to other people gets tedious after a while.
The cat's eating something over there. He's eating a noodle.
So dating another native person is a much easier relationship, I guess you could say. We had been talking for a little while.
We that was 2016, and I had just came back from having a trip with my family. I was living with my auntie at the time in Albuquerque. We had just gotten back from California. All that vacations, everything was all exciting. And then I wanted to talk to him, and then we ended up talking. And then I was like, I didn't have a phone at that time. Well, actually I did, but it was one of those Reds phone. I had, I think it was called Choice Wireless. Yeah. And oh my God, like, I've never owned a nice phone, so I saved up 2 paychecks. And at the time, I used to work at McDonald's, and I was only making $7.25 an hour. And I would put in overtime, and it was just like, it just seemed like the more hours you put in, the less money you got or something. Anyways, I got myself a phone, and I had to buy, it was like a $400 to $500 phone. But yeah, so I had that phone, and I was still with the company Choice Wireless. It was just, I bought my own phone with my own money. But the minutes were there, unlimited texting and all that stuff they give us on the government or whatever on the res and Shiprock. So I didn't have, so that's why I gave him my number. I said, okay, you can text me because I have unlimited texting, and when I get on the internet, it's like it's taking my data and my phone starts getting slow and whatnot. And yeah, so that's when we exchanged numbers. We're talking.
And then I got a call from my sister. And one thing I want to say real quick is the appeal of her being in New Mexico and me being in Texas was that I didn't have to see her all the time. You know, I was no, I'm being serious. I was just getting used to having my freedom back. You know, I was hanging out with friends, I was going out, I was, you know, doing whatever I wanted.
Getting first place in dances. Hands like that.
I was doing.
I always pick on him on that.
I was doing whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. And the appeal of having her in New Mexico was that she couldn't be here to monitor me, or not that I was doing anything bad, but she wasn't here to, you know, alter my life like being in a relationship does. You know, so that was the appeal of her of being in this sort of this long distance relationship. But I really liked her. You know, she was traditional. She grew up in peyote meetings like I did. She knew how to make fry bread, which was like a huge plus for me. And I already knew she had a son. That wasn't a big deal to me. You know, at a certain age.
Yeah, I laid it all out. I said, I did this. That's going to be on another video. I have a kid. I'm doing this. I'm trying to do this. I'm, you know, just like my short-term goals. And
at a certain age, when you get into a new relationship, you should expect to be a step-parent. That's just reality. So, I got a call from my sister that she and her husband were going to be restationed from Fort Carson in Colorado Springs to Fort Huachuca in Arizona. Where's Sierra Vista? Yeah, Arizona. And they wanted me to. They were going to fly me up to Colorado Springs, and I was going to help them relocate all their stuff in a U-Haul truck, and I was going to be responsible for driving the U-Haul. And I knew that this drive was going to take me right through Albuquerque. So, in preparation,
and I didn't even know anything about this.
In preparation for this, I got a quickie job as a trash guy, bus boy at this place called Midnight Rodeo. It was a country dance hall club.
He was the backbone over there.
And I worked for a couple of weeks, made a quick paycheck, and left to Colorado.
Made me that money. Just kidding, baby.
So I drove to New Mexico, and when I got I met up with my sister and her husband in Albuquerque. They took the U-Haul. I took their car, and at this point she knew I was coming. I told her I wanted to take her out. I wanted to have an official first date, and our official first meeting, and. You know, I don't think I dressed up really super nice or anything. I was on the road all day.
Yeah, he's like, when he dresses up, he probably only dresses up for like what, funeral or weddings or
dinner.
Something very, very.
The point is I was driving on the road and I didn't pack anything super nice for
yeah, so he was wearing his chanclas, his shorts, and what's that brand called that you always wear?
Wrangler?
No, the shirt. It starts with the C. Do you sell it at H-E-B? Nay. Anyway, remember you had the blue, the yellow, the.
Oh, those were from.
Bass Pro Shop.
No, the other one.
Academy.
Academy. You know those fishing shirts, the ones with the vents in the back. Anyway, so I pulled up in my sister's car to their apartment, and. When I didn't know it at the time, but the window was open, and that was her cousin Larissa's room.
Oh, well, yeah, we're upstairs.
And I could hear them laughing and giggling and just acting like a bunch of little girls, man. Yeah. I'm sitting there in the car, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, he was outside. He's like, I'm 5 minutes away. And the more he said that, I was like getting more nervous, and I was like, I can't do this. My cousin Larissa, all my two sisters, my cousins, they were there. They're all excited for me because, I don't know, it was just, like, I don't know. It was just so, it was so much fun. But
it's nerve-wracking having to meet somebody for the first time that you're kind of sort of dating. Which is why meeting somebody over the internet and then long distance is a huge headache
when it
comes to meeting in person.
Catfish. Now I was like, no, I'm chubby. Check it out. Well, I wasn't that just chubby yet, but I was so nervous. Like, I even started crying. My makeup with my cousin Larissa's. I'll stop. She had to redo my makeup, and like, you know, like I was just
And,
really
and she
nervous.
she walked out, and the first thing I noticed was her hair was curled. And as beautiful as she was, and as happy as I was to see her, I couldn't help but think I hate it when Native women curl their hair. I don't know why they do it. They think it looks nice, and some people might.
To you,
Some people might think it does it, but I'm very traditional. I love a Native woman who has long, straight hair. I think it's very beautiful.
long, all short now.
Well, we trimmed your hair, but yeah. So I was like, she curled her hair.
You never told me. You never told
I never told you.
I'm
that.
glad we were doing this video. Some more. I have some stuff too, Nate.
Hey. So I picked her up, and we took her to. I took her to this. I had done some research ahead of time, and I took her to a Brazilian steakhouse downtown Albuquerque, which ended up sucking.
I know they were saying that you had to be, like dressed formal or something like that.
The service was terrible. The service was bad. It's one of those things where you flip the card on the table, and they start bringing you those sticks of cooked meats, and they tell you how much you want. And we sat there for like 30, 45 minutes, you know, and hardly anybody ever brought food to our table. It was just a terrible, terrible restaurant.
It was, huh? I mean, I had plenty of salad.
You know, so you know, we were sitting there, and you know, it was a little awkward. We were trying to find something to talk about, and
it was. We're just all sitting down.
it was kind of awkward, and I was, you know, trying to help the conversation along, and
Keep it alive.
the service didn't help. So so we decided.
I was out wearing a dress and above my knee wearing flip flop, or not flip flop, but sandals, or what do you call those dressed up stuff? Hey, babe, take this back from me. Off the camera. Just kidding. But yeah, I remember I was so nervous. I think I ran out of stuff to talk about, and it just kind of was a little awkward. But you know, Cameron always he's like a fire starter, so he kept our conversation going, and I remember my cousins were like, "Are you doing okay?" Oh, and then that was one thing too. My cousin, my sisters, we didn't have any app to where like where you're at or share location or thing, and I was scared because like
What if I was a psycho?
no, what if he was like gonna, what do you call those, trafficking?
Oh.
So I was kind of scared about that. I was like, please, I'll let you know where I'm at. I'll check in with you, and like. I forgot what I said. I'll like do a signal or some kind of thing on my phone or whatever, and so they'll be texting me. They're like, "You okay?" We're like, "Yes, I'm eating." And then at the same time, I didn't really want to be on my phone because Cameron, it was my time.
You're on a date.
Yeah, and I just didn't want to be on my phone. But at the same time, I had to be cautious because I didn't want to get kidnapped. Well, he did, obviously.
So anyway, we ended the meal, and we're gonna be completely honest with you. I took her straight to a hotel, and I can't remember. Did I shower?
No.
I didn't shower. I should have showered because I've been on the road all day. But you know, I was only gonna be there for a little while, and we had to see each other, and we were really into each other. So we went to a hotel, and yeah.
Oh wait. Hold on, bro. I didn't even know he's gonna tell the part.
So
it was funny. And
so,
you're making me cry. Just kidding. It feels funny.
And then we kissed and we hugged, and I said I wanted to see her again soon, and I was gonna miss her, and I took her home, and then I jumped in the car and went to go meet up with my sister and my brother-in-law
and TRC
and Truth or Consequences.
And you had to take that because apparently you guys were gonna stay in Albuquerque, but somehow you guys want to get ahead of schedule, right?
I think so.
And then your sister kept going, but you said you were gonna do what you're gonna do. Did you tell her you were gonna meet me and all that?
Yeah, she knew. She knew. So
I'm just getting a little blackout moments right now.
So I took my sister and her family to Fort Huachuca, and I stayed there for a couple of days, and then I jumped on a train back to San Antonio. By the way, traveling by train is the most awesome thing, especially when you have your own private
Room.
It's the best way to travel.
I've never done that. I've been on a train, what do you call it? Amtrak, but I've never had my room, but I had the couch,
The seats.
the seat that reclines.
It's like riding on a bus. It's no fun. When you have your own room, you can stretch out, you can lay down, you can get up and walk around. You know, a train is just so much more awesome. Anyway, so I can't remember. So I went back to San Antonio and everything was awesome. We called, we texted, and we swapped dirty photos. And
oh, don't say that. That part's just not okay. Whatever.
So I was back in San Antonio, and I had this idea. I said, why don't you move down here? And by this time, I had already been working for a little while. I got a job at my first call center. And she would message me all the time, you know, like, I need new tires, I need this, I need that. And I'd send her...
Well, I didn't just say it off, like, it's hard for me to...
I'm abbreviating, okay, for the sake of the video. That there's all this stuff that she was having issues with, and I did everything I could to help her along. You know, I'd send her $500 here, $600 there, a few $100s here, a few $100s there. And I'd buy her tires. I bought her...
I know, he was all sending me all these money mullet. So what the heck? I was like... I don't know what was going through my mind, but I was just kind of freaking out that
I bought her a new phone. I put her on my phone plan, so she got a new phone. And I just...
New phone, like 2 tires. And I was trying to get... oh, my AC didn't work on I had a 2001 Chevy Blazer.
That's why her air conditioning didn't work, so I paid to have that fixed.
So I didn't even know you could do all this, or I don't know, like.
So over the course of a few months, I sent her $2,000 or $3,000, you know, to help her be comfortable. And I said, you know what? Why don't you just move down here? And she goes, well, how's that going to work? I said, well, what if we did this? What if you came down for a visit? What if I flew you down for like a week or so, and while you were here, you interviewed for some jobs? And but this time I was still living with my dad. And I said, I bet you if you interviewed for a job and got hired, they would let you stay because you could help out with bills. Mm-hmm. So that's what we did. I flew her down, and that day...
No, you didn't just fly me down just for that. I came down because
obviously
they were having... Whatever, calm down.
Why else would you come down?
The water ceremony.
Oh. Forgot about the water ceremony.
It wasn't just about him. But they do this water ceremony every year.
Different topic.
And I was coming down for that event, or that.
So she was coming down. She was coming down to visit, and she was coming down to go to ceremony with my family. So she came down and she interviewed for a couple of jobs, and she got hired 2 places.
And I had 2 jobs at once.
And she had 2 jobs in one day. And she was working 2 jobs there for a little while before.
And they were really like working with me. I mean, I think I only had like 1 day off. Mm-hmm. And some days I had to go home because I didn't have, like, this client got sick. Like, home, it was like home health care. And the other place was a
Mexican restaurant.
It's called Mama Margie's.
Mama Margie's.
Margie's something. But
so anyway, so she was working, I was working, and we got an apartment near Alamo Heights, which is a neighborhood that I grew up in, very ritzy. At least it is now. But we got our own place, and that's when things started to go bad.
It did?
Yeah. That's when 2 people are finally alone together and
get tired of each other,
and they're around each other all the time. You really get to know that other person, not just all the good stuff that they want you to see. You get to learn all the bad stuff that's there too. So we're gonna save that for the next video. It's gonna lead into why we stopped posting on YouTube. So in the next video, we're gonna talk about the things that we were going through, and then why we decided to, or not decided to, we just ended up not making any more videos for YouTube there for a little while.
Oh yeah.
So we'll get into that on the next video. We wanted to go ahead and make this one real quick because y'all were asking about how we met.
But this is it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our story time, how we met. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for clicking the video.
Bye.